Today we're going to go through how to sell a car in the TradeX marketplace. After you log in, you'll see the two top tabs of the screen. You have the buy and the sell section. Under the sell section, you have four subsections. Open requests will show you all the instant requests that have been placed by different buyers across the world. Live will show you all the listings that you currently have for sale available in the marketplace. Garage will show you all the listings that you're waiting to post, so listings that you're further working on, fine-tuning, adding more details to, or potentially waiting for an inspection to be completed on it. And in Sold tab is all the cars that you now are actively working the deal on and are finishing up the next steps in terms of potentially scheduling a drop-off and waiting for payment. We're going to go through right now how to create a new listing. You can do that by clicking the Create New Listing button at the right of the screen. You'll be presented with three options to proceed with the vehicle creation process. First, you can add a vehicle manually, which will be going through a series of questions to further refine the details of the car and properly describe it for other buyers. Requesting a third-party inspection will go through a similar set of questions, but will also include you prompting a third party such as AIM to complete a more in-depth inspection of the car and actually provide a report. And then Smart Self-Inspection is actually something that will be launching later this year in coordination with PAVE and will allow you to actually do it yourself, a more in-depth AI-driven inspection of the car by taking particular pictures of the vehicle and describing it in a more in-depth manner. We'll go through the adding a vehicle manual flow. You'll do that by entering in the vehicle VIN that you're going to be working on, the odometer, and what units the odometer is in, and whether you would like to display the VIN on a listing. Next, you'll be validating the VIN, so that'll be sending the vehicle through our VIN decoder and VIN and being able to discern certain details about the car, such as after we determine this VIN, we know the year, the make, the model, the trim, as well as the engine displacement. But we'll need you to fine-tune some other details we may not be familiar with, such as the exterior interior color, potentially the transmission, the fuel type, the body type, the steering position, whether it's left-hand drive or right-hand drive, and whether it has TPMS. After that, you can then pick some high-value options that may help in selling the vehicle and potential buyers, and even have a more in-depth description if there's something that hasn't been described yet. After that, you can upload an existing condition report that may be done by a previous third party or potentially an auction. But for this flow, we're going to go through completing a seller disclosure, which goes through a series of questions to describe the car, such as if there's any structural damage, which you can describe more in depth with free-form text, whether there's any exterior damage, interior damage, and you can even select what body panels it's impacted, the tire's condition as well as in terms of what tread depth it has, and whether there's any mechanical issues that you need to describe. Next, you'll go through uploading images of the car, which you can select from your device. After you've uploaded images, it'll make sure it meets our criteria, and you can even upload damage images. And if you did disclose particular damages in the car, you'll be prompted to add images of it, such as, let's say, the damaged rim or panel. After that, you'll use one of the check marks to select the primary photo. So that'll be the first photo that will be presented to buyers when they're looking through the vehicle listing page. And then you can click Next. Next will take you through some of the disclosures and histories questions to answer about the car, such as the history of use, whether it's been a taxi or limo or other use. Is there any branding issues that might be relevant to the car? How many keys it has? If there's any alterations and modifications to the car, if there's any other declarations that must be called out. Next, you'll be able to review all the vehicle information that you entered and be able to verify that it's all been entered correctly. Otherwise, you can click back and go to the further steps to be able to edit those details. After you've confirmed that, you can click Continue, which will be taken to setting the price and publishing the car. So here you can enter in a price if you'd like to, or you can just make it an offer now if you'd like to as well. After you've entered in the price, you then have to adhere to our conditions. And this is where you can then move the vehicle to your garage or actually create the listing. So create the listing will push it exactly to our marketplace, and move to garage will move to the garage section for you then to fine tune before you actually want to post it. For our purposes, we'll create the listing. Now this vehicle is being run through our actual admissibility service, confirming to see where that vehicle can be shipped to be shown to different buyers and where it'd be admissible to be registered in. And then once it completes that flow, it'll then be automatically published to the marketplace and available for different buyers to bid on. So as you can see here, here's the admissibility notes. So it's not eligible for these countries. And then you can continue live listing to actually see it live.